Just the other week, John Fury claimed that Usyk was scared of his son Tyson and never wanted to fight him. But now he's saying that Usyk must publicly apologize to Tyson or he won't get the fight, which infers that Usyk actually does want it. I mean, make your mind up, John. Any reasonable person will know, of course, that Usyk has always wanted the fight, obviously. You don't allow Fury to move the goalpost several times and agree to a series of ridiculous demands otherwise. It's Tyson Fury who should be apologizing to Usyk for wasting 6 months of his career stringing him along over a fight he clearly never intended to take. The audacity of John Fury demanding an apology from Usyk is absolutely breathtaking. It's like someone crashing their car through the wall of your living room and then charging you for damages, claiming that your house crashed into their car. That's the level of gaslighting the Furies are coming with now, Tyson and John. I watched an interview with John Fury on the Rob Moore YouTube channel a while back, and towards the end of the interview, John actually claimed that his son Tyson never talks bad about his rivals, never says anything disrespectful about them, but they say loads of bad things about him, completely unprovoked, apparently. I mean, my jaw was on the floor. When Tyson Fury was banned, he relentlessly trolled Anthony Joshua, literally week in, week out, completely unprovoked. This went on for at least a year or more before AJ finally decided to retaliate with a couple of tweets calling Fury fat. And when he did that, the Fury fans immediately jumped on him and started saying that AJ's a terrible person and whatnot. This is what you're dealing with. Similar situation with Usyk. He's one of the most respectful fighters out there. When do you ever hear Alexander Usyk trash talking people? But as soon as he came onto Tyson Fury's radar, Fury starts talking trash about him. And obviously, Usyk has responded. But again, Fury starts these things all the time, unprovoked. I'm not saying it's unprovoked every time. There are going to be some people who start taking swipes at Fury first, but he's been first himself plenty of times. We all know this. And I've got no issue with trash talk between rivals, by the way. I like trash talk, as long as the person talking trash actually intends to fight. What I don't like is the audacious lies from people like John Fury, claiming that his son never talks bad about any of his rivals unprovoked. And as a boxing fan who is desperate to see this undisputed fight at heavyweight, I find this latest comment by John Fury particularly disturbing, because when a fighter wants to swerve someone but save face in the process, the standard procedure is to make unreasonable demands, which you think the other guy either won't agree to or the promoters simply can't deliver. Demanding that Usyk apologize to Tyson Fury is not only unreasonable, it's downright perverse. So you have to wonder, is Team Fury laying the groundwork here to swerve Usyk once again with yet another ridiculous demand? I certainly hope not, but this is the Furies we're talking about. You'd have to be a fool of astronomical proportions to put it past them. Let's hope that in this case, it's just John Fury attention seeking rather than a ploy by his son to avoid Usyk in December. I did a video the other day explaining the concept of objectivity as it relates to Fury and Usyk specifically. If you haven't seen it, there's a link in the description below. Because some people just cannot grasp the concept of fairness and objectivity. They have this irrational belief that in order to be fair, you must criticize Fury and Usyk an equal amount. That's like saying that in order for a judge to be fair, he must give a serial armed robber and a one-time shoplifter the exact same sentence. That isn't fair at all, you imbecile. That's literally the exact opposite of fair. Fair is when the punishment fits the crime. And obviously, some people are going to commit a greater number of offenses and more severe offenses than others. Therefore, it's fair that they are punished more often and more severely. The amount of criticism I give a fighter is contingent on the number of indiscretions he commits. It would not only be completely unfair to criticize Usyk as often as I criticize Fury, but it would also give Fury carte blanche to continue swerving fights and lying to the public. The only way that Fury gets in the ring and gives us the fights we want to see is if we, the paying public, keep the pressure on him, keep calling him out every time he or his team attempts to pull the wool over our eyes. If you ain't doing that, then you're not a real boxing fan. Plain and simple. You're just a fanboy who puts Fury's own agenda above the good of the sport. When Tyson Fury swerved the David Price fight back in the day, I actually went quite easy on him at the time because he hadn't been a public figure for long enough for the true nature of his personality to become apparent. So I was a little circumspect back then. I didn't know exactly what type of person I was dealing with, so I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. But over the course of time, anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear will recognize a pattern of behavior. And with Tyson Fury, it's not pretty. The irony is, it's Fury's most fanatical supporters who understand his personality the least, and it's his critics who actually understand his personality the best. For example, there was a Fury fanboy in my Element group late last year, and he was absolutely incensed by my suggestion that Fury might swerve the Usyk fight by pricing himself out, claiming an injury, or some other means. He literally guaranteed me that Fury would go ahead with the fight. He thought that merely entertaining the possibility that Fury might duck was completely irrational. But of course it was he who was actually irrational. The cognitive dissonance was off the scale. He had absolutely no idea who Tyson Fury really was as a person. He actually bought into all Fury's rhetoric. I'll fight any man born from his all that nonsense. And look, Tyson Fury is a fantastic fighter. I've always said that. But he's never been the type of fighter to take on all comers. Fury is from the Floyd Mayweather school of boxing management, so he'll take the occasional tough fight. But in between, there's lots of smoke and mirrors involved, and an unjustifiable amount of self-aggrandizement. Fury is not a throwback fighter whatsoever. His mindset is very much that of a modern fighter, where business and PR is always prioritized above building a legitimate resume, which is smart from a financial and a health perspective. But the way Fury goes about it is massively dishonest and deceitful. And that's something, as a member of the paying public, that I really don't like. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.